Good morning. Hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda. This is Django. He is cold this morning, but we are here to kick off the week. Not really a week. It's Monday, and I am leaving to go out of town on Saturday, and I need to have this video done and finished Friday night. So we're mostly going to do Monday to Friday. The fun things that we're going to do in this week is get the kitten stuff ready to go, because when I leave Saturday, I'm coming back with the kittens. So I want their stuff here and ready to go. I will show you the system that we're planning to use, like transporting the kittens to get them here. And then we're going to be packing and getting everything ready to go on Friday. We're also going to be getting out some of our holiday decorations for Christmas this week, because we're not going to be here when we would normally decorate, which is the weekend after Thanksgiving is our normal decorating weekend, and we're not going to be here. So we're going to be getting a few of those things out this week. But the main thing that's happening today is that I need to edit my vlog for this week that's going up. I need to edit my client's vlog for this week that's going up. And I have my very first ever dermatology appointment. That was a whole saga where I couldn't get an appointment in the first time. If y'all were here for any of those live streams where I was discussing that, I finally got an appointment last week, and then they called me that morning and said that they had a pipe that burst and their office was flooded and they needed to reschedule for this week. So I'm going this afternoon, and then I have date night tonight. So I'm hoping that I can get both of the videos edited this morning that need to get done, and then I can do a little bit of reading or whatever I want to do after my dermatology appointment before we go to date night. So two things. I'm reading Never Flinch right now. I'm almost finished with it. That is a Stephen King book, and it's on my TBR. And so I'm looking at my TBR right behind you so I can update you with what's left. So when I finish that book, that's one of my buzzword books, because I need a word never in it. So that's my buzzword book for this month. So then I have two books from Michael Sullivan's Referral Chronicles. Those are 50 before 50. I have two books from Cressley Cole's series, and now I can't remember what it's called. Lords of the Underworld. That feels like it's Gina Showalter. They're so close together. Anyway, I have two of those books. That's also 50 before 50. And I have two Reese Bowen books that are also 50 before 50. So here's what I'm thinking about doing. I have 9 books left on my TBR that are 50 before 50. And I have one that is my member pick. So my plan is that I'm going to do, I'm going to read the Referral Chronicle book. Then I'm going to read the Cressley Cole book. Then I'm going to read her Royal Spinous book. And then I'm going to read one of the other ones, either Discworld, Spy Family, or Lexi Blake. And then I'm going to repeat that again. One of the Referral Chronicles, one. So that is my plan anyway, of how I'm going to finish this out and just see how many I can get done this week. See how much I can get done before we go out of town. And then while we're out of town, I mean, especially when we're on the drive, I'm going to be walking you through that. And I think I'm going to split that into 2 different videos, because I feel like that's going to take, it's going to be really long. So maybe I do one video of our journey down there and our journey back. And so the driving and that'll be 4 days of driving and reading. And so I can kind of go through everything that I'm reading while we're driving and my thoughts about all of that. And then I will do one that is just while we're hanging out with our families and getting the kittens and meeting the kittens for the first time and all the things. So I think that's what I'll end up doing, but I'll see what happens when I get there. My plan for this week is to finish Never Flinch, which you're on my phone. I was going to look up and tell you how long I had left. I had an hour when I woke up this morning, and I've been listening to it. So it's less than an hour. Also, I really like it, but to me, it doesn't feel Stephen King. It feels like Stephen King writing a mystery. It's very, I don't know, it's just not gory. And anyway, I feel like you don't have to know anything about anybody. I know that it's in his Holly series, but that's just because it has to do with Holly. You don't have to know anything about anybody to read this book. And I would recommend it. Like, if you want to give Stephen King a try, I would read this book. without having anything else. You don't have to read anything else to read this book. You get the idea of how he really likes to write a whole group of character points of view and how they all seem to converge at what I feel like is just the right moment. I feel like he still did this the best ever that I've ever seen anybody do it in Cujo, but this one is turning out to be really, really good like that as well, where you've got these themes and these POVs, and you're like, they don't have anything to do with anybody, but you know that eventually somehow they're going to work their way to being together, and that is exactly what is happening. And I think that's one of his strong suits, and also a thing that he does in a lot of his writing. So you get that. You also get the multi-POV, which you get to see. We also get like a descent into madness. Somebody who's clearly already unhinged goes a little bit further down, and we get their POV. So there's just a lot of things that I feel like are classic elements in a Stephen King book that are in this book, but everything in here is just a little bit milder. And yes, one of his main characters is a very strong woman who does all these speeches and goes around talking about how women's bodies, women's rights, like women get to determine all these things about themselves. And there is another person that we get the POV from who is extremely religious and probably a member of some kind of cult-ish type situation that is opposed to all of that. We get a little bit of political things in here, but I feel like outside of that being what one of the POVs is, and I still don't feel like there is a commentary from Stephen King in this like there has been in his previous books. So yes, there are things that are still mentioned that are vaguely political in the U.S. This book is set in the U.S., but I do think that other people are able to write books that are set in the U.S. without mentioning U.S. politics, and it feels like Stephen King cannot do that or does not want to do that. But anyway, still my vote. If you are wanting to try out Stephen King and you've been worried about anything, this one to me has the least amount of gore so far. I mean, we are about to get to the big finale, but there have definitely been people dying so far. This has the least amount of gore, and this one just seems the most accessible to me. So that is my opinion. The other fun thing, I just saw it and now I remember that I'm going to do this week is walk you through the beginning of my planner for January. So there's some things in there that I'm actually already going to start using in December. So I want to show y'all that and get it all set up before we leave on Saturday. So, okay, that is all for my check-in. I cannot believe I've sat here and rambled for almost 10 minutes. I'm going to get back to editing my video. No more listening to the book for now. Editing my video, my client's video, and going to my appointment. I'm sure I'll talk to y'all either on the way to the appointment or on the way home from the appointment, one of the two. I decided not to go do my walk today. Listen, I'm going to a dermatologist. It's the first time I've ever been to a dermatologist. I don't know what they're going to do other than I'm sure they're going to be looking at my skin. And so I didn't want to go for a walk because I didn't want to get sweaty today and then have somebody looking at my skin. How weird is that? Anyway, I literally don't know what they're going to do. And part of me is real worried about it. And part of me is like, it's fine. Just go and get it done. So there we go. That is my plan. All right. I'm going to get back to work and stop talking to y'all. Wow, it's been a week since I've just been able to chat with y'all. This might be a long one. I'm so sorry already in advance. Okay, so first of all, let me catch you up on some things. I have finished Never Flinch. I liked it. Yes, there was a lot of political stuff in it, and most of the time Stephen King and I actually agree on a lot of political issues, which might be telling a little bit about me. But there are some things that we disagree on, and I still felt like, even with those disagreements being some things that he talked about in this book, I still feel like it was really good. I'm just going with it was really good. Like, I think I might give it 4.5 stars. I know people hate Holly, and I'm sorry, but I like her, and I think the way she's changed over these books is so well done. I cannot believe these cars, again, getting out here in my lane and getting stuck by a red light. Y'all, if your light is turning red, or even if your light is green and there are people, like, you can't drive through your intersection, just stay on the other side. You know what? Stay on the other side. Unless it is an emergency situation where somebody in your car is about to die, you can stay on your side and wait through one more red light if you have to. Anyway, okay. That's not what this is about at all. I'm sorry I get sidetracked every time I try to talk and drive the car. Anyway, so I liked it. I thought it was so good. I think I'm giving it 4.5 stars. There we go. I can't believe it, but I am. Also, maybe a record. This entire Stephen King book did not have the N word in it. Do we think that's a record? Because I think that might be a record. Also, in his note at the end, he talked about how difficult this book was for him to finish because of his medical issues that he had. And I think that's why that he's been saying he's about to be done writing. Like, he thinks he's going to be writing his last book. But also cracked me up because his wife reads all of his first drafts, and he said she read this first draft of this book and said, "You can do better." Dang. Okay, Tabitha King, you tell him about himself. Anyway, so enough about that. That Stephen King book is done. I really liked it. If you want to get started with Stephen King, that is going to be my new suggestion, especially if you like mystery thrillers, because to me, that was a mystery thriller, not a horror mystery thriller. Okay. Yeah, Karen Slaughter writes worse than what was in this book. So if you like Karen Slaughter, please read this book. I think you would like it. Okay. Now, back to what I'm reading now, which is The Rose and the Thorn, Michael J. Sullivan. It is called Rhaenyra Chronicles, not Rhaenyra. I'm still going to say it wrong, just so y'all know. But the lady that is doing the audiobook, she said Rhaenyra Chronicles. Rhaenyra. I'm not going to get it. Anyway, this reminds me so much of Wax and Wayne in the Mistborn Era 2 series. So if you've read Mistborn and you're in Era 2 with Wax and Wayne, you will like this. Also, if you like this, you will like Wax and Wayne in the Mistborn Era 2. So, just saying. They're similar. I don't think Mistborn does as many POVs as Michael Sullivan does, but I'm loving them. Anyway, we're following a little boy who, he's not a little boy, he's like a teenager, who is about to become, well, he's old enough to be a man, and he's about to become a soldier. Anyway, we're just following him, and things are happening, and I love it. And then on the other side, we have Hadrian, who we had in the last book, as well as Royce. And I'm struggling to remember exactly what we were doing in the last book, and clearly I'm not remembering it. So I'm still working on what the two of them were doing, but I love them already in this book. I don't even know how far I am in, but probably 15%, 10 to 15%, not far. I'm going to continue to read after this. The last thing, I just went to the dermatologist. Yes, it was my first time. I have a couple of thoughts. Number one, anytime you have to take your clothes off at any kind of appointment, and they say, here's what you're going to put on, I'll step out and we'll knock on the door before we come in or whatever. Did you take your clothes off faster than you have ever done it in your life? And I'm asking this because I feel like this is me every time. Like, I get all my clothes off, I get the gown on, and then I sit there and I'm like, okay, like, I did it so fast. Like, is it some kind of thing that I'm worried that they're going to come in too soon? Because I always finish so early that then I just have to sit there. And y'all, the air conditioner was on. It is 55 degrees outside, and the air conditioner was on in that building, which I enjoyed when I was fully clothed. When I was sitting there in literally a piece of paper and my underwear was all I had on, it was very cold. She came in, she said, "How are you?" I said, "I'm cold." Anyway, she said, number one, there's two things about my body that I learned today. Number one, I'm not very moly. So some of y'all walking around here with lots of moles on your body, and I thought my body, I don't know. I've never thought about the number of moles on my body, if it was a lot or not very much, but according to the professional, I do not have very many moles. Second thing about my body is that she said, every once in a while, you need to just look at your skin. And I was like, okay, well, I look at the parts of my skin that I can see, but because she said to me, there's a mole on my back. And she said, has it always looked like this? I was like, girl, your guess is as good as mine. I do not know. Do not know what my back looks like. Anyway, so she said, maybe get your husband to take a picture of your moles because you don't have very many. I was like, there, she's bringing that up again. Like, she kind of harped on the fact that I don't have very many moles, which I guess is good. I don't know. Anyway, so she told me that I didn't have very many moles and that Ron needs to take pictures of my moles so that we can see if they change. One of them that is back there, she said it's a little bit darker in the middle and she doesn't know if that's normal for that mole or not. And since she doesn't have anything to compare it to previously, she wants to be better safe than sorry and remove it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going around wearing things that are showing my back anyway, so how about we just remove it? She said it'll look like a chicken pox scar. I was like, I don't care what it looks like. Sure, if you think it might be something dangerous to my body, let's get it out. So I'm going back in December. She's going to take that out. It's called a 15-minute biopsy. She'll take it out. They'll check it under a microscope, make sure there are no cancer cells in it, and then we're good to go. If there is, we talk about what's next, but I'm definitely not worried about that until we figure out what's next, until I have to know what's next. So otherwise, went really well. Nobody took my blood pressure, which is always an issue for me at the doctor's office. So that was great. Had to fill out a billion pages of paperwork, but now I'm back home. I'm almost home. I gotta take Wesley to work, and then I think I'm gonna work on the project that's coming up in the spring, and I also think I'm gonna tell y'all about it because I was worried that I wouldn't be able to make it happen, but looking at what needs to get done, it's definitely gonna get done before it launches. So we want to launch it on my 5th anniversary of having a YouTube channel, which is like March 24th or something like that. So that's when we're going to launch it, not even the beginning of the month. I don't care because it's barely on a timeline. Like, it doesn't even really have a timeline for the participants. It's going to have a timeline for me and the people who are creating it with me because we're going to be adding things on. DLC, if you will be coming into play in this, but that's not happening for a while. So I'm thinking that in addition to working on the readathon, I might just want to go for a walk. So he doesn't have to be at work until 3:30. So I have an hour and 15 minutes, well, an hour before I leave to take him to work. So I think for that hour, I'm going to work on the book club, the readathon announcement, not book club. And then when I get back from taking him to work, I'm just going to immediately go on my walk. I feel like walking and moving. I barely have, what is my step count for today? 1,247 steps right now at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I am definitely wanting to go get some more steps. So I'm going to do some kind of walk this afternoon. And I think that's all. That's everything that I wanted to tell y'all. I'm going to keep reading The Rose and the Thorn, which I really like. I don't know why I pointed there. I don't want to put that there. Don't make editing me put that there. Y'all just saw that book. Okay, I'll see you later. Okay, it's date night and the letter is O, so we're going to Ornery Brewing Company.
Ornery Beer Company.
Ornery Beer Company. Okay, well, when we park, I'll show y'all. Here we go. So we got fried pickles for our appetizer, and Ron got beef tips, burnt ends with cheesy grits. I got boneless wings, but they're not here yet, but I might forget to tell y'all since I'm enjoying the fried pickles. Okay, it is 11:15 at night and I'm about to go to bed. Ron has been watching the Cowboys game. Wesley was at work until 10, so I was reading after date night. My hair is completely coming out, so I need to take it down and either redo it tonight to sleep on it or just put it in a ponytail. I don't know, but it is falling out of my braids. Anyway, I got 2 different emails tonight. One was from Chirp about a Black Friday sale starting. And so I went over and oh my gosh, y'all, the whole Cocky Kingsman series. Okay, so y'all know that I love the rooster down the block, right? I forgot what it's called. And then the wiener down the way, the wiener across the way. And his dog's name was Wiener the Pooh. Her dog's name was Wiener the Pooh. Okay, so now there are 4 others, which they all have puns for the titles. So I can't really, and they're not all appropriate to say on my channel. So I can't say what they are, but they're all the next 4 books, which I think is all of them. They're all on sale for $3. One of them is on sale for $2, and the rest of them are on sale for $3. So I think this sale might still be going on when this video comes out. Let me look. This bundle sale on the best romances, but I can't see when it's going off. So anyway, if you have Chirp, you need to go over and see about getting some of these. Anyway, I need to do something about my hair. Now it's just all over the place. Anyway, probably messing with my microphone. I hope that has not been an issue. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to spend part of the day filling in I forgot what it's called, my planner. Okay, so I showed y'all already that I've done the overview. Tonight, also at date night, I was looking in here, and our anniversary is on a Friday this year, or in 2026. And so I said, Ron, we live near a big airport. We have Wesley, who's probably still going to be living here by then. Do you want to go see a national park, and which one do you want to go to? So we did a little search of like the best national parks to go to in July, because listen, I've ended up at the Grand Canyon 2 times in July. Like, who's planning that? Why? That's a horrible decision. So I'm like, let's not do that. Let's not go south. Let's go up. And so I think we're going to be going to Maine in July for our anniversary. We're going to drive up. We've decided to drive. It's only 15 hours from our house to the state park. And on the way up, we have never been to Vermont or New Hampshire or Maine. Those are 3 states. And once I knock those 3 states off, I'm only 2 states from being the entire continental U.S. I will have been to all of it. Just 2 states left for me to do. But I need to knock those 3 out. And we're going to get them all at one time. So we're going to drive up, do something fun in Vermont, do something fun in New Hampshire, and then we're going to stay in Maine for a few days, go to Acadia National Park is what it's called. It's also not far from where Stephen King has lived or lives. And there's his old house is being turned into something, which I don't know if it'll be done by the time we get there, but if it is, we're definitely going to go see it. They also do a tour of Derry, Maine, they call it. So I don't know if we're going to do it. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, it's cool that it's there. And so I want to do more research about all the things. But if you live or have visited Vermont or New Hampshire, now it's southern Vermont and southern New Hampshire. We're not going up high in either one of those states because we're going across to like Bangor, Maine. Maybe it's Bangor. I don't know how to pronounce it either. But that's where we're going, to Acadia National Park. So look at the map if you want to give me suggestions. Okay, but we're down for lots of stuff. We love museums, we love history stuff, we love nerdy stuff. We also love very obscure, random, like the biggest ball of yarn kind of things. So all of that. Anyway, I also went through and I sketched out not just what the pages are going to be. Let me get close enough where you can see. Actual pencil drawings on the pages now. So I think I'm going to spend some time tomorrow trying to do line drawing on these, and then I will walk through, talk through what's on here and what I'm doing. And then also I even started coloring in the beginning of the January page right here. I'm not going to rush my way through it, but I thought, I know what I want those patterns to look like. So I went through and filled out all the ones for that one pattern because that's the color that I wanted to use for it. I also decided what I'm going to be doing in each month to track my reading, and I'm playing Booktress in this book. So every time I read a genre, it's a separate Tetris piece, and then I have to fill it in right here, and we're just going to see how far I get. Every month we'll go up a little bit as we go. Anyway, I know that today has been a lot, and you guys already know how the rest of the week has gone based on how long this video is. I don't know that, And also the week is not going to be a full week. I don't know if I said that, but we're leaving on Saturday. I did say that. So I'm going to close this out either Thursday night or Friday morning. We'll see how the week is going. Right now I'm about to go up to bed. I'm still reading The Rose and the Thorn, but I just realized something about the name of the book based on what's happened. Anyway, there's a plot to kill the king, and we're finding out who it is, and they're lying about who it is, and the person who it actually is, I think, is accusing someone else and like actively hunting that other person. And I don't think it's them. Anyway, this book also makes me think about The Lies of Locke Lamora. So it's that similar situation. I know I said Wax and Wayne earlier, the Era 2 Mistborn books, but also the Lies of Locke Lamora. If you like Locke Lamora books, you're going to like this. The guys are not as good as Locke, but close. I like Royce and I like Hadrian. They're both really good. Okay, that's it. I've been looking at sales on Chirp. Also, Audible sent me an email that they were having 2 books for 1 credit sale. And I went over and looked for only Audible exclusive books that I can't get anywhere else. And I grabbed 2 of those. So that's good. They're both already on my TBR for me to read in the future. We're going to talk about that a little bit tomorrow. We're also going to get cat things tomorrow. Wesley and I are going to go do some shopping in the afternoon. So I will just see you tomorrow. I will be starting a Cressley Cole book, which is also a 50 before 50 book, and it's on my TBR. I will be starting that. I went to look and see about if it was on sale anywhere, and I could get it on Audible for $2. I was like, yes, I will. So I got that. I will be starting that one next once I finish The Rose and the Thorn, which is going to I still have a couple hours left. So we'll see if I finish it tonight or not. Otherwise, that's it. Got to go to bed. I'll see y'all, tomorrow morning. So it's time for me to say good night. Good morning. It's Tuesday morning, and I just got a package that I want to open really quickly. Just a second. First of all, let me show y'all the book nook. Part of my thing fell down, and I just need to tape it back up, but the book nook back part is still really cute. I cut my own self off, and everybody really likes it. So I still need to do something about the chair. I want better pillows than what I have right there. And that's the one that fell off, that yellow one. So it needs to go up on the end, and then it just needs to be put back up there. But anyway, let me show you the package. I'm a little concerned because I know there are 2 books in here as well as some sunscreen, and they've just like thrown it in this package. So anyway, I'm going to go to my desk and open it. Okay, never mind. I decided to open it here. It is book 6 and 7. Wow, this actually did not get messed up. Okay, this is number 7, This Inevitable Ruin, Dungeon Crawler Carl. And, number 6, The Eye of the Bedlam Bride. So I now have all 7 of the Dungeon Crawler Carl books. Also, oh my gosh, this is what got crushed. I got this for my daily sunscreen to use. I messaged my friend who has had skin issues, and I said, what sunscreen do you use every day? And this was the less expensive option, so I went with this. So we'll give it a try. Anyway, I'm going to go put this stuff on my desk, and I have my Bible study happening, in just a couple minutes, and then I'll probably check in with y'all when it's time to go run errands with Wesley. Okay, so for updates, Wesley and I just went to lunch, and then we went to PetSmart. Y'all, I just spent $303 in PetSmart getting all the things for the cats. We literally should not need one other thing for the cats to be at our house. We even got temporary litter boxes that we can take with them on our trip and to get them and bring them back home. So that should not be a problem at all. I think everything is good to go, and we're just ready to get home and get it set up. So we're going to drive home, get it all set up. I've been listening to Shadow's Heart for most of the day after I finished. Definitely most of the day, because I started it in the middle of the night, started Shadow's Heart. This is from, we're like 20 books in or something, but there's a main character that kind of went through most of the story, being one of the heads of the a vampire called the Horde, the Vampire Horde, and they're the vampires who drink from humans, and they get memories when you drink from humans. All these things happen. So there's a group of vampires called the Forebears, and they're the ones who are not drinking from people. They choose not to do that. So this person that's been the head of the Horde, we followed him. He got his own storyline, and he found out that he was related to these other vampires. I don't think he found out. He knew, and he made it to this place. Anyway, all of that matters is that now we are doing the siblings that were already living in this place that he found out he could go to. So his name is Lothair. And so Lothair has gone to this place. It's called Dacia. And now in this book, we're following the sister of the Dacians that are there, which they're vampires also, but they're a higher level vampire. And because they have been detached from the world for so long, they have better skills than regular vampires. And they don't have to drink from people. I mean, they don't drink from people. So they don't even have humans around them because they're Dacians, right? So anyway, the girl decided she wanted to leave Dacia and have an experience being out in the world, the real world. So she went to New Orleans, as you do. And she somehow exposed herself. And what happens, I don't mean like took her clothes off, exposed herself. I mean exposed herself as in they knew she was not human. And when you do that, you get punished and sent to the night realm or something like that, where it's dark the whole time. Anyway, she's been sent to the night realm. And you get no say. There's no judge. There's no trial. You just get sent to this realm. And so now we're just seeing how she figures out how to get out of this realm. So that's pretty much what this one is. And then I will be moving to, I don't even know what's next, but I'm going to focus on that book while I am setting up the cat stuff at the house with Wesley. So there will be video of the setup. Y'all are probably watching it now, and then I will show you the final, what everything looks like when we are all done. But it's been really fun to go and look and plan, and oh my gosh, y'all, I can't wait to show you what we got. Okay, so I know I've shown this area before. I mean, look at what this looks like. This is stuff that was already in the house, like extra filters and cleaning things, and I don't know, just a bunch of stuff that the people left here that were here before. This is the broken bookshelf that was in my room. This table is actually going to be their space. So right now it has Ron's weighted vest on it. Oh my gosh, it's heavy, that he uses to go do his walks and stuff. But we're going to put the cat's food right here or right here. We haven't quite decided where, but somewhere. And let them get up there and eat. And then their litter box is going to be right here. They're going to have to navigate these stairs, which I'm going to have to put something on the stairs so that they can get up there. But we'll just have to wait and see. We're trying to make it where they get up here and they can eat and everything up here, eat and go to the bathroom. And Django can't get to any of it if it's up there. But I don't know. I don't have a better idea or a better location for it than this. We have our recycling over there that needs to go out whenever we do recycling, which is not till tomorrow. So that's it for right now. We have these shelves and this big table. And so we were going to take those apart and, get rid of them. But this also is our old printer that we just put up here. And we need to figure out where we're going to put that and get rid of that. That just needs to go. It's broken. It doesn't work anymore. So however we can dispose of the printer, we will do that. But I'm about to set up the litter box that we got. I'm going to set it right there. Just see how big it is and what it looks like there. We're not going to put litter or anything in it yet. And we'll see where we are from there. Okay, there it is. I didn't take a video of me setting it up. Wesley had to come help me. But anyway, they can go in right here, and that whole thing down there is going to have the litter. Or they can go in and out of the top once they get bigger. We just turn this, and pull the drawer out. And this is where we'll scoop the litter. We're going to get a trash system here that's a small thing to hold the litter. But there is the litter box. All set up and ready to go right there. And here is the food. So we got them this dry food that you put warm water in, which is cool because we have a sink in here. We got this bowl. This is for Peach. And this is for Harvey. And then I got him a little mat that matches Harvey's bowl. It says positive vibes only. These are their kitten collars. I feel like Ron is going to want to get them the same kind of collar that Django has that has a tag built into it that's got their info on it. So we just bought these cute little ones. This green one is for Harvey and the pink one is for Peach. It's got pineapples on it. They didn't have one that had peaches. And these are the cat toys. So they were doing a sale where you buy 3, get 1 free. So we did it. And then the last thing, we got a sweater to try out on the cats. Wesley's like, what if we can get the cats to wear clothes? And I said, well, we have to start now. So we got one to number 1, see if that would fit them. It's extra, extra small size. So we'll see if it fits them. We'll see if either one of them will wear it, and then we'll go from there. But it was adorable, and we had to get it. And since we were there getting all the stuff for the cats, we got Django a sweater. Happy holidays. I cannot wait to put this on him. We're going to wait till we come back and start setting up our decorations and stuff, and then we'll put that on him. But there is also pictures with Santa that they're doing at PetSmart, and so we're at least taking Django to do it. We might try to take the kittens and see if they will sit there and get their picture made with Santa, but we're definitely taking Django. This might be his last Christmas. I don't want to miss anything. Anyway, he has no idea what's going on. Here's the big box. I'm going to wait and see if Ron wants to keep this one or if we're recycling. So I'm going to put it over here in the recycling pile. And then when he gets home, he can let me know what he wants to do. Otherwise, that's it. The kitten stuff. Oh, I got to show y'all the cat tree. Let me go get it. Here is Django's outfit of the day. He's wearing this little gingham sweater today, black and like a greenish blue. Here is the cat scratching post thing. And it's not going to stay here. Are you going to have it over by your computer?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So it's probably going to go over here by Wesley's computer. We'll just see how it works. But it's small. It's got a little thing for them to play with. It's dangling down. It's got a place for them to lay here, a place for them to lay here, and lots of scratching opportunities. So I'm hoping that they love it. We'll find out. So the reason I didn't show y'all while I was setting everything up is because I was also listening to my book. So I'm going to come in here and work on the readathon, and I'm going to tell you all about it really quickly. Okay, here is the basic premise. It is a Sims-based readathon. You will create a Sim and pick their traits and read books to decide what their traits will be. You will read books to expand the house that your Sim is going to live in. You will read books to decide what their job is going to be and what their skills are going to be and what their lifetime aspiration is going to be. It's going to be a whole system. You're going to get a creator sheet, a character sheet that you can use. There will be options for Sims and houses for you to choose, even if you don't play The Sims. If you do play The Sims, you can create your own in the game if you want to. It's just going to be base game. Only base game right now. We will be adding things in the future. So if you like to play The Sims or you know anything about The Sims or you want to be a guinea pig and you're a channel member, then send me a message. Either let me know down below in the comments or send me a message on Discord. And when we start doing testing in January and February, I will be reaching out to the members, channel members who want to participate in being our little guinea pigs to test things out for us at the beginning. So that's it. That's the readathon. So when I'm working on readathon planning, that's what I'm doing. And right now I'm going through and picking out all of the aspirations, not picking them out. I'm writing down all the aspirations that you can have in The Sims. And then I'm picking out prompts to go with those. And then my co-hosts are going in and looking at what we've picked out. They're offering suggestions. We're just all coming up with the prompts right now, which is the main thing and the hardest thing, to try to do new prompts that we haven't done before. Also, try not to be really specific, but also in some of them be specific, because as you get higher up in a skill or higher up in a job, it should be harder, the books that you have to pick. So anyway, it's coming March 2026. Okay, I'm going to get to work. I'm probably not going to be able to listen while I'm doing that, but because I'm just typing things right now. So maybe I can, because I'm not thinking. I'm just copying from one page to the other. So I might be able to listen to my book during that time. So I will check in with y'all in a little while. Okay, so it's Wednesday. Hello, happy Wednesday. I Could not figure out what I was smelling. It's because I put this on. This is my new sunscreen that I put on my face. And I put my hand up next to my face just now to hold my microphone. And I was like, what is that smell? That's what it is. Okay. So I've been working on trying to create a character sheet for the readathon so that everything can be on one page. And I think it's just too much to fit on one page. So I got to rethink how that's going to go. But my brain is kind of fried with all of that right now. I am reading this book, On Her Majesty's Frightfully Secret Service. There is a not Sherlock Holmes, 007, James Bond, a James Bond movie called On Her Majesty's Secret Service. So this is On Her Majesty's Frightfully Secret Service. Anyway, it's got Georgie, who is Her Royal Spyness. That's the series that it is. Anyway, I want to take my hair down. I also just want to take a nap, and I want to finish reading this book. So anyway, I need to organize my reads and get them all put in, like where I was when I finished what book and all of that stuff. That will make me feel better. I'll feel less behind by doing that. But on my book list over here, I'm only going to have 8 books left to read when I finish On Her Majesty's Frightfully Secret Service. So that is weird because I felt like I was behind, which is weird. Like I've been feeling like I was behind all month, which is crazy because I gave myself a very chill month of not following anything. I don't know what it is, but something makes me feel like I'm behind. Anyway, I know it's also that we're getting ready to leave. And so I feel like that always makes me feel like I'm behind until everything is like packed and ready to go. It just feels off. So anyway, yesterday we did get Wesley signed up for his classes and all of that is good to go. He will be starting school in January. I'm so excited for him. Oh, I know. I couldn't figure out why I was feeling so weird a couple of days ago. It's because I ran out of my allergy meds, and you might be able to tell today I'm a little stopped up, but I did go for my walk this morning. I just didn't. Anyway, I ran out of my allergy meds. I got more yesterday. So I took one last night, but I think it's going to take tonight maybe and tomorrow night to like get me back where I'm feeling more normal and not so stuffy. Anyway, so today the only things that I had on my list was to work on the aspiration prompts, which is what I have been working on. I worked on that for like an hour today and my brain just was like, no. So then I switched over to Canva to start trying to create the character sheet because I wanted us to be able to have everything on one page. It's not a complicated readathon to participate in, but it is kind of complicated with all the options that there are. And I need to know that I have all the options ready to go. So that is a little bit annoying, but that's literally all I'm trying to do is work on those templates and get those designs kind of made in my brain. And I do already have the fonts picked out. I've got the colors that we're using for the color scheme picked out. I went over and got a plumb bob today that can go on the character sheet that's going to, be part of all the things. And so I think all of that stuff is ready and we're good to go. I technically don't have to do anything else today. It's 11:45 in the morning, by the way. It's not even noon yet. Wesley has to go to work this afternoon. So I really do think that I'm just going to take a break and read a book, maybe play some Sims. Not sure, but I need to take a break. Maybe just not even look at the computer for a little while. I could go work on my puzzle. I could crochet. I don't really want to crochet. I don't know. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do, but I know I'm going to read a book. And after that, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I'm sure I'll check in with y'all later. Today is a chill day. Wednesdays are usually my don't do anything that you don't want to do days, which is why they're usually hard for me because it's hard for me to know what I want to do. So anyway, I had a really good walk this morning. It was kind of cold, but when I got back, I was hot. But now that I've been here for an hour and a half, 2 hours now, I'm cold again. So I'm going to put my hoodie back on and read something. So I'll check in with y'all later. We'll see what I get up to. Okay, it is 11:15 p.m. and we're going to do a hair update real quick because I took it out of the braids and it is so frizzy. I don't know what's going on with the frizziness, but I do not love it. Anyway, I didn't tell y'all this, but next week I already have an appointment while we're in Arkansas. I'm going to get my hair done by so I don't know if I've said this before, that my mother was a beautician. I feel like I've said that. She did hair my whole childhood. She was already licensed before I was born, or I don't know, maybe when I was a little tiny baby, but I think before I was born, she was already licensed. So she's been a beautician. She was a beautician my whole life. She's actually still working a couple of days a week out at a nursing home. She gets to go out there and hang out with the old people and do their hair. So she had a person who worked for her in her shop who is younger than me. She's a year younger than me, maybe 2 years younger than me. Anyway, she is going to be, now she has her own shop. She's doing her own hair, doing her own hair, whatever. Anyway, she's going to do my hair. So she was doing my hair before when I lived in San Antonio. I would arrange to go home so that she could do my hair. Because from San Antonio, it was just a 1-day drive to get home. Now it's a 2-day drive. It was a 2-day drive in, oh no, she did it when I lived in Alabama. Maybe also San Antonio. But anyway, when it was a 1-day drive, it was easier to go home and let her do my hair. And now that it's been a 2-day drive when we were in North Dakota and now here, she hasn't done it in a few years. So I'm excited to have an appointment with her. And when we're going to talk about the color, because you can tell the new part that grew out is all black and then the colored is in the ends of it now. So I want to talk to her about it because when I get my hair colored, it breaks a bunch of it off. And so it starts growing back and you can't really see it. But I have all these like wispy parts of my hair because that's growing back from where it all broke when it first was done. So anyway, I'm going to talk to her about it because I don't want my hair to be completely black because that's exactly what's going to happen. Well, we all know there's some gray in there, so it's not going to be completely black, but it will be black. And I don't want it to be just super black. I mean, my skin is already so pale that I look like I'm trying to be like a goth person when it's all black. So anyway, I'm also not wearing it down because when it touches my ear for too long, my ear goes, oh, let's have a hot flash. And it starts right there in my ear. We're not doing it. Anyway, okay. I did so much in this book today. So many things that I cannot wait to show y'all. Look how cute. Look how cute that is. Anyway, I'm going to try to arrange my camera for a top-down thing tomorrow so I can talk to you about what I'm doing in my journal and what my plans are to get ready. I'm probably not going to work on this anymore, honestly, until December. Just trying to get things ready for January, but I have so many ideas and I'm so excited for how it's going to go. There's one more thing I want to talk to y'all about. First of all, did I tell you that I finished Her Royal Spyness? I did, and I told you, well, I didn't tell you I finished. I told you I was almost finished. And then I'm starting Lords and Ladies, which is a Discworld novel. Y'all, this is one of the highest rated Discworld novels. And I was like, oh, why? And I looked and saw it's one of the Witches books. So I'm very excited to be back with the Witches. They are one of my favorites. And so far, I'm really liking it. I'm only like 10% in maybe of Lords and Ladies, but I really like it. Okay, now here's what I want to talk to y'all about. I want to do a thing called like Sudoku race to determine my reading, right? Like a Sudoku puzzle determines my reading. That's something like that. I don't know what I'm going to name it. If y'all have a good name for it, please let me know down below because I am not creative in that way. So I did, if you're on Discord, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I got one of my hairs stuck in my glasses. It's so ridiculous. If you're on Discord, I already said this over there, what I'm about to say to y'all now. But I want to time myself doing a Sudoku puzzle, like a hard level Sudoku puzzle. And then however many minutes and seconds it takes me to do it, I want that to either be the page numbers, well, my computer just shut down, the page numbers that I have to read the next day, or hours and minutes that I have to read. So if it takes me 2 minutes and 40 seconds, then I have to read 2 hours and 40 minutes the next day. Or 240 pages. Like I want to do one of those two ways, but does that mean like I normally read 250 to 300 pages a day? So let's say that I do it real fast and it takes me a minute and 50 seconds. Does that mean that I can only read 150 pages? And what am I going to do with the rest of my day once I have read 150 pages or even read for an hour and 50 minutes? Because that's not very long either. So I don't want it to seem like a punishment, but also I really want to do something where I try to do the Sudoku as fast as possible, and it has to do with my reading. So if y'all have anything, if that like sparks any ideas for y'all, or if you get a name from that, please let me know in the comments. Also, tomorrow is Thursday, and I will be ending this video tomorrow so that I can get it edited on Friday before we leave. So you're seeing this you're not seeing it on Thanksgiving, but it's coming out on Thanksgiving Day in the US. So if you're in the US, happy Thanksgiving. If you're not in the US, then happy Thursday in November. Like happy day before Wesley's birthday. So if y'all would like to leave birthday wishes for Wesley and for my mother-in-law, we call her Mimi. It's just spelled M-E-M-E, like a word you might recognize as a meme. But as she likes to say, Mimi was here before memes were a thing. So she's got the name M-E-M-E. But if y'all want to leave birthday wishes for Wesley and Mimi, that would be fantastic. And I also forgot to tell y'all last week to say happy birthday this week to my mother, because that video is coming out tomorrow and her birthday was yesterday. So you know what? You can also say happy birthday to my mother as well. It'll just be a little late. Okay, that's it. Now that I have requested for you to say happy birthday to everybody in my family with November birthdays, let me know if y'all have any November birthdays. And let's do birthday balloons in the comments. We're not done with this video, but I just thought about it right now. So when you're down there saying happy birthday to everybody, put some birthday balloons down there. I'll see y'all tomorrow, and we will look at my journal, possibly talk about Lords and Ladies. It's book 14 in Discworld. What am I going to tell you about it? Other than it has the witches in it. It's hilarious. The witches are fantastic. I don't know what else to even say about it. But I'm going to go read it. And I'm going to go lay in my bed because it's almost 11:30 at night. Also, Wesley tried to come to that window and scare me, and it did not scare me earlier today. So maybe I'm getting used to it, and it's not as scary. That's it. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Good morning. It's Thursday, and I wanted to show y'all the stairs. Ron surprised me and Wesley last night by putting up lights. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, it's so cute. And it perfectly fits like up there, across there, and then over all of the banisters. It's really cute. Anyway, we also decided where we're going to put our tree and some other logistic things. But it's Thursday morning. I'm still reading Lords and Ladies, and I am heading to my meeting on the computer. And then I have my podcast recording. So it'll be a minute before I check back in, but that's what my morning looks like. Okay, so this looks a lot different. The bookshelf is gone and the cat stuff is more organized. For those of you that are concerned about this, I just want y'all to know this is not how it's going to stay. It's like this for a hot minute, but it's not going to stay like that. Anyway, we have this old rug that Ron put here. And so they'll be able to get up here, go in the litter box. This should collect any litter from their paws. And right now we have their food bowls here. We're not going to leave them there, but they're there for now. And then all of their toys. It's so cute. And much better now that the bookshelf is gone. We can actually get here in front of it and see everything. So anyway, I just fed Django. I forgot his little extra thing. Let me get it. Okay. And whoops, turn the light off on myself. I am about to go live on my channel. So I got my meetings done today. I'm still reading Lords and Ladies, and I just made myself some popcorn, and I'm now 1 minute late to the live. So if you're in the live, I'm sorry that I'm late. It's why. I had to feed the dog. I'll be there in a second. Good morning, good afternoon. It is Friday, and I'm just coming on here to say bye, hello, and bye. So I got up this morning, I did my walk, and I was reading this, 4 Funerals and Maybe a Wedding. I finished late last night, almost at midnight. I finished The Witch Queen of Halloween, which got me caught up on one of my 50 Before 50 series. I'm so excited that I'm caught up with it. And then I read that one this morning, or I started it last night at midnight. And I read it while I was on my walk. I can't really tell you anything about either one of them. I will say, for The Witch Queen of Halloween, if you have been wanting to try out the Immortals After Dark series or something, I know that this is like book 21 or something like that. You can still do it. You can still join. It's not too late for you to start with that book. I don't know why I said join. I guess I meant like join those of us who read it. I don't know. But reading that, it doesn't give away anything. It does talk about one of the people from a previous book, like almost book 3 or something, way back at the beginning of the series. As soon as we finish with the Roth brothers, there is a demon archie that we learn about, which are rage demons. They're called rage demons. And there's a story about one of them, and he's in charge of a mercenary group that has a smoke demon in it, and the smoke demon is the main character in this book. And so he references occasionally that guy and his wife, but you know they get together. It's a romance series. Every book, somebody gets together. So I don't know how much that's giving away. Their story is very cool, and I really enjoyed it, the one before. So, I mean, maybe you read that and then you're like, oh, well, I want to know what's going on with him, so you go read that one. Like, that's totally up to you. But I'm saying that if you've been wanting to get started and you don't want to go back and start at the beginning and get like bogged down and everything, you can start with this book. And you'll find out people's names. Like there's a witch that's mentioned in here. She has her own storyline, and her book was really good as well. So anyway, it doesn't give anything away as far as overall storyline of the whole entire thing. They mention the accession a couple of times, which might be confusing to you, but just know that it's a time to mix things up in the lore, they call them, to kind of reset things so that the immortals don't take over the earth, right? Like, because if they never die and the only way they're killed is by being beheaded or burnt, then it takes something happening to level the playing field, so to speak, so that they don't overrun the humans. Anyway, I just think it's a good place to start. Okay, then I'm reading this one. And y'all, if they do not, I can't even say, if Georgie does not get what she has been wanting for books upon books upon books, then I am going to be very angry. I know it happens. I just don't know if it happens in this book or the next one. But anyway, this does not get me caught up. I think I'll have 4 books left after this before I'm caught up on Her Royal Spyness. But I really like it. I really like that we're getting more of her granddad. He is my favorite. And we also get little snippets of the king and queen. And also, I went and looked this up. So right now, it's King George and Queen Mary who are reigning. We're in the early to mid 1930s. So I thought we were around 1935. And I was like, okay, let me look this up. So I looked it up. So King George is the king right now in 1935. What I know that she doesn't know is that he is dying next year. He dies in 1936 and his son takes over. Now, they're calling him David. That's like his family name is David. But he is messing with an American woman. And I was like, how much of this is true? Oh, it's completely true, which I know that if you know British history, you probably know this, but I did not know this. And so I also decided I need to let my hair down for a minute to let it like air out. There goes Ron. He's starting laundry, which is why I need to go pack. Anyway, Prince David, that's not his name. The family calls him David. I forgot what his like title name is. It doesn't matter because he does become king for a hot second, but then he wants to marry this American woman who has been divorced 2 times, like the scandal. Can you guys imagine the scandal? And so he steps down as king and is like, nah, I'm not going to be king because I want to marry this woman. Can you imagine having that much power? That dude is like, I don't want to be king. I would rather be married to you than be king. I mean, it's probably not wonderful to be king, but also it kind of might be. I don't know. Anyway, so he steps down so that he can marry her. So where I am in the story, they're all like, oh my gosh, David has the American woman with him again. And in this one, Georgie says to her mom, like, what, you could give some of your clothes to the American. And she said, I am never giving my clothes to that woman. Oh my gosh, it made me laugh so hard. They do not like her. And I don't know if that's a thing that the author is just going with in here, or if that's a legitimate thing that the aristocracy at the time in England did not like this American woman. I mean, I'm assuming that they didn't, because like she's breaking all the protocol rules. And because of that, David, the prince, is breaking all the protocol rules. But anyway, so I went and looked it all up, and he passes it on his younger brother. His younger brother is the father of Elizabeth. What? So Elizabeth, they call her one of the princesses. Elizabeth and Margaret, there are two of them. And they're the princesses. And so apparently the way she's portraying them is Elizabeth wants to do nothing but ride her horses and not do anything. And Margaret just wants to run and play and have fun. That's the way the person that's writing this is portraying them. But it's so funny to see like who I know is going to become queen. And they're talking about how she wants everything to be done just right, but that maybe she doesn't even want to wear a dress. So Queen Elizabeth is in these books, but she's like a little girl, and she's about to be a part of a wedding, and they were like, the princesses have to put their dresses on, and we have to do all this stuff. And anyway, so it's cute, but I had to go look up the actual history because I had no idea what was going on with all of this. Also, I went down a huge rabbit hole following this king to this king to this king, you know. It was ridiculous. And I was like, could we just get back to reading the book, please, instead of this rabbit hole of royalty that I have fallen down? So anyway, that's everything. I also learned like what's been going on, that Prince Charles actually took one of his uncle's titles away, or his brother. I think it's his brother. Anyway, because of some Epstein connections. I was like, what is happening? Like, clearly y'all know I don't know anything about the news, but dang, I was like, what? That's what happened with my little rabbit hole. So we're in 1935. I'm almost sure it's 1935. And in 36, I know all these things are going to happen. So I don't know if our book is moving that far, like that fast, but so like, I don't know how many books it'll take me to get to 1936 when the king is going to die. But anyway, that's where we are right now. And the king and queen are coming to the event. And anyway, I can't wait to see what all happens. But that is what I'm going to go read. And then I'm going to edit this video that I'm talking to you on right now so that it can go up while I'm gone to see my family and get my cats. So that is going to do it, though, for this one right now. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching this. I really hope that it hasn't been too long, but I'm about to find out when I go try to edit it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.